Liam, today marks a week since the players came back for pre-season training. Have you been pleased with the first 7 days?
Yes, fantastic. The lads have come back in good shape. Great appetite. The new lads have blended in as they normally do at a place like this. The lads who have been here made them most welcome straight away. And so far so good. We've got a good bunch, and they're working really hard.
How much, in terms of running and in terms of fitness, have you done in this first week? Has that been the main focus, and there's been not much ball work?
No, I think that's gone. That's old school. We kind of incorporate the balls as much as we can. Just obviously, you can't get away from the fact pre-season is about fitness. We do try as best we can to relate it to football. So kind of football running more shorter, sharper. Kind of running. The lads should have done the base in the off season. Like I said, I've been really pleased with how they've come back, and they've took to it really well.
Yourself and the manager's first pre-season as a management team from this side of things. You've got Les Parry who's come in as well, and he's brought a few new things in as well, hasn't he?
He has. I don't think Les Parry's the most favourite, the lad's favourite person at the minute. But no, with his wealth of experience, you've got to, look towards someone, like Les. Obviously myself and the gaffer and Paul Lodge as well, have been around the game, between us quite some time, so we've all got good ideas. So together it seems to be working very well, and the lads seem to, be really enjoying it.
Seems to be a real emphasis on the individual, the players not competing against each other, but perhaps competing against themselves. You've been doing a lot of individual fitness testing and setting them individual targets.
Yeah, I think it's important. They will have individual programs all the way through the summer. It's not about competing, with anybody else but yourself in pre-season. You've got to set yourselves standards, and look after yourselves and be the fittest that you can, because come, the first game of the season, the other players at the other clubs that have definitely done it. So you've got to be up there and competing, and they've kind of took to that straight away, and they've set in some really good standards.
How hard is it to construct a programme, knowing that perhaps if you work them too hard at this stage, you might see a response in January, February when they start flagging?
Well, of course, again, that's why it's so important to what I mentioned earlier. Between Les, who really likes to work quite hard, the gaffer, who likes to look after the lads a little bit more, myself and Paul kind of in between. So got a good blend. So you'd like to think it wouldn't just carry us to January, February. It'd be a good mix to get us through all the way through the season.
And obviously pre-season games just around the corner. What changes when they start? Is it a case of selecting what players are going to play in which individual game and resting them accordingly?
Again, I think pre-seasons, it's not about inquests or anything else after pre-season games. They're there for a reason. We'll be trying various, things out for the management side of things, for the players. So there won't be much emphasis on, the winning of the pre-season games. Obviously, you'd like to win every game you play. We're looking at performances, fitness levels, and various ideas and things we put in place for the games as well.
And because of the way this club is, because of the way League Two is, because of the way the lower divisions of the Football League are, you're going to have to look at some players in those games, aren't you?
Of course you are, yeah. We've been inundated with trialists and requests and what so forth. So, we try and get through them as best we can. Various people and opinions around football. You kind of listen to them, and again, it'd be a great chance to look at a few of these players, in games, because there's some, showing quite good promise as well.
And just lastly, it's a bugbear this time of year, particularly this year. How hard has it been with the weather conditions you've had? You would expect players to be sweating and getting sunburnt in pre-season. They're getting trench foot at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, I think I've commented the other day, I can't remember when it's not been cracking the flags. Sunshine on the first day of pre-season, you always guarantee it's sweating on the first day of pre-season, but it's been different. So finding the facilities and the training facilities, it's been a challenge, but again, we're getting through it really well. I don't think it could have gone any better the first week, so long may it continue, and looking forward to the games and the start of the season.